In this video, we will be making several different gardening inserts and sharing 6 different ideas for setting up a garden layout or map. Even if you don't have a vertical planter, these ideas and concepts can still be used for raised bed layouts or other types of garden layouts. This is going to be for my Greenstock vertical planter, which has 5 tiers, and each tier comes with 6 pockets. You could technically just print out the plant planner page that Greenstock provides and cut it to size and then punch holes in the side. But I prefer the look of pen on DocGrid, so I decided to just use my light pad to trace each of the tiers onto some DocGrid. And if you want a link to this free printable that Greenstock is giving away, I will leave the link to their website where you can get that down below. The first idea is to use doodles of plants in the locations where you want your plants to be planted, and then differentiate those doodles based on the different dates when they will be planted. So in this example, I want to transplant some of my plants into the Greenstock on June 7th and some on June 24th. So I'm drawing a key in the top right corner, and I'm drawing a plant symbol with this just like one layer of leaves around to indicate the plants that I want to transplant on June 7th. And I had that symbol in the keys. And a plant symbol with the 2 layers of leaves to indicate the plants that I want to transplant on June 24th. The second idea is to draw either like a banner or label, some sort of shape, and then connect it using a line to the location that you want it to be planted within your layout or map. For this example, I am sowing spinach seeds into these 4 pockets, which I have indicated with lines, on June 27th. The third idea is to use color coding to create a key. So each vegetable has its own assigned color, and then I'm coloring the plant symbols according to where I want that vegetable to be planted. And the fourth idea is to create the key on a half sheet. And the advantage of using a half sheet versus a full sheet is because it's easier to see the page behind it. And also, if you are using something like a disc-bound system, you can easily move the key to separate pages throughout your garden planner where it is relevant in order to be able to use the key as needed. The fifth idea is to use a separate page for each growing season month of the year so you don't overwhelm yourself with trying to fit all of the information onto one page. So my previous insert was for June, and then this one that we're looking at now is for July. And you'll also see me make an insert for August later on in this video. And I'll be setting up the remaining months of the growing season later on, probably in August of this year. So this is my first year growing in a vertical planter, and maybe I'm being overly ambitious, but I'm growing carrots, lettuce, Swiss chard, beets, arugula, kale, Brussels sprouts, collards, leek, scallions, spinach, cabbage, squash, and zucchini. I want to try to keep a moderately semi-continuous supply of these, so I am using succession planting to be able to do this. Succession planting is the practice of sowing or transplanting crops at planned intervals or replacing harvested crops with new ones. So you have a continuous harvest instead of everything maturing all at once. So you can do time-based succession planting, where you plant the crop every certain number of weeks, maybe every 1 to 3 weeks, for example. And this allows for a continuous supply based on the number of weeks that you choose. Another type is called replacement succession planting, where after one crop finishes, immediately plant something in its place. I'm personally going to be doing time-based succession planting, so I am estimating when these vegetables will be ready to harvest, and the date that I have written down on these inserts corresponds with the date that I will be starting seeds indoors, so that new plants will be ready to be transplanted at the approximate date of harvest. And the exception to this is the carrots and the beets because those don't really work well being transplanted. So I will be direct sewing them into the pockets on the dates I have written down on the insert next to the corresponding pocket. So this is actually the sixth idea, which is to write down the date of when you need to sow seeds for the next round of plants if you're doing succession planting, or you could also write down the date when you expect the plants to be ready to be harvested. And I do want to point out that I am keeping the garden planner open to the current month so that I can reference it. And then also, I reference this page when I am planning out my week so I know which dates I need to plan in sowing seeds. This gives me a really easy to understand overview of what I need to get done that month in terms of sowing seeds or harvesting. I hope that this video gave you some ideas. For more garden planner videos, check out this video next, and I'll see you next Saturday.